Hey, I'm back, and today I want to talk about something I discovered recently, and it's how to use granular synthesis to make risers. So, I'm not an expert on granular synthesis, but I've been messing with it recently, and I thought, this is kind of interesting. And one of the problems I've had before is making risers for songs. Of course, they have like all sorts of construction kits where they have samples where people have done it for you, or you can just make it in a synthesizer, and that's not that difficult. But sometimes I want like an organic riser, or sometimes it's too troublesome to make it in a synth, especially when you're in the middle of the song and it's like, this is really good. I wish I had a riser here. And then, going through all the sound design stuff is a little bit, I don't know, it takes me out of the flow anyway. So I've been messing with MGranularMB, formerly known as Multiband Granular, and I've come up with something, so I thought I'd show you. Anyways, let's get to it. So I have some sounds here. This is just like a normal like pad sound. I'll let you hear this. Nothing special there. There's not much processing going on, so that's probably why you notice there's nothing interesting happening. But let me just move the grain size a little bit higher. If you have the grain size too low, sometimes it changes the pitch a little bit. Let me change the crossfading so there's not lots of clicking. I'll do like 2 or 3 grains. Max copy delay. Let's move that up a little bit too, like maybe like 88. And let's do like 10 copies or so. And let me put it here so you can kind of hear it. So you should hear like a few delays. It's not great so far, but let's listen to it. So you can hear it seems a little bit delayed. One thing we can do to make this a little bit better is move this random up all the way here. So now it gets a bigger stereo sound because it's panned randomly. Here we go. So that's pretty cool, but I know you're probably saying like, great, there's no actual riser though. What are you talking about? But that's where this comes in, the pitch. If you move this pitch up, it creates a riser sound. Let me just increase the random for some reason too. That seems to sound better to me when I increase that. So let's try it one more time, and I'll move the pitch up this time. Here we go. There we go. So that's the basic riser sound. So that's what I started with, and then from there I just made my own like active preset for MGranularMB. So that way in the future I can just do this easily. So let me show you the easy screen here, like that, and let me turn the output down too. I don't want to blow your speakers out. So if I do this. So there you go. It's easy enough. I'll show you exactly how I did it if you want to know. So I have this. This is the riser. Move it up. You notice when it's here at 0, the dry, wet, and the voice is off. So that's good. So when it's at 0, it's not using any kind of CPU. So way I would probably use this is I would have this on a track, and then I'd have one sustained sound at the end of a section where I wanted this riser to go. And then when I move this turns on and it uses the CPU. Although in this setting it's kind of low in CPU, but if I wanted to make something more elaborate, I might use this. Turn it up, and then once I'm done with it, just turn it back down. It's not using any CPU, so that way I don't have like a bunch of CPU wasting plugins going all the time. So that's one thing. I'll show you exactly how I did it. I have dry wet, which I showed you before, so 0% when it's not working. Voice 1, this is just on and off, so it reduces the CPU. The pitch, which I showed you, it moves it up as I increase the riser, and also pan random. So when it starts, it's mono, but then over time it becomes more and more stereo, which I think is cool. At least it is to me. And another thing I should probably talk about here with the pitch and other things, I don't want it to slide up linearly with this dry wet. So if you watch this, if I move this up, this moves quickly from 0 to 100%, like here. There. So it's at 100%, but it's only 44% here. So it quickly gets to 100%. And the way you do that in any of the Melda plugins is you see here, it says show transformation shape, and you do it like that. Easy, right? So instead of a linear curve like this, which is normal, I set it to that. And same thing with a voice. If I want to turn this on, it seems like on and off, but if I do it normally without this, it'll only turn on like halfway through, which isn't good. Like here, oh, it's not on. And then, you know, it's like 60% it turns on, which is terrible. That's not what we want. But if I set it like this, I make a little mark here, a node, and then I move it over to like less than 1%. That means as soon as it goes to 1%, it'll turn on and off. So here, 1%, less than 1%, it's on. So that's what we want. So that's easy enough to do. And another thing, if you want to change this, like maybe think, it's a 2-octave riser, I don't want 2 octaves. Here it says maximal value for the pitch. Change this to 12. And now I can do a 1-octave riser. So here we go. Let's hear it. When I'm stopping it, it has that kind of weird backwards sound because I didn't fade out the ending. If you fade out the ending, it will have a softer lead out as opposed to that whoop, 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 like that. Let me show you on some different sounds what you can do. So here's another one. This is a violin sound. Wait. Had the riser at 100. I'll do it at 0. Here we go. Okay, another one. This is just a like cymbal roll. Here we go. Another one. This is a really harsh synthesizer. This is one I actually like. This one the most. Actually, interesting one. And another one, this is just me singing one note. So let's listen to this. Slow this down. Here we go. Okay, so you get the basic idea. I probably want to put some reverb on all of these, and also you're probably wondering like, hey, I don't want to, just move this the whole time. I can go from here, which is easy, and I can use one of the automation to do this. So if I go here, click there, instead of volume, just go to MGranular. First one there, right? Riser. So if I take this, shouldn't there be some dot or something there? There, it's 0%. Why is this so big? I don't know. Sonar changed something on me, so now this is really big. But if I just highlight this clip here, and let's say I want the riser to be at 100% here, like that. Do that. Erase one node. Well, I said one node, not all of them. Here we go. There we go. And now it'll do it automatically for me. Oh, I shouldn't have it go back to 0 then, should I? I should have another node like here that's up like that. You get the picture. You know how to do automation. You don't need my help with that, hopefully. So that's one of the things you can do with it. And let me do one more. Let me delete this. Just in case you have something where it's like, it's not sustained long enough. It's, just a short sound and you want to do this. You can actually freeze it using the freeze command and it will work. So let me just do this. Click learn, freeze. Now, when I click back here, it's recorded it, so I have the freeze command here. And what I want to do is, same thing, show transformation shape. I'll do this the same as the on-off switch, so that way it will quickly turn on. Let's see, that's good enough, just for the demonstration. So I'll have this off, and then when I click on this, it should turn on and hold my voice. So that's one of the things you did. So you heard there that even after the note stopped sustaining, it still held that tone in there, and you can mess around with that. So if you have something shorter, like a pluck sound or something that doesn't sustain, you can do it that way if you want. I'm going to take that off of mine, though. I don't need that, really. And one more thing is you can mix these, too. If you have, like, a side chain. Let's see here. I'll move this down under, not that, I want, let me try the synthesizer. There we go. Now, if you go into here and look at the side chain, you can kind of mix these. So I'll do like 50%. So you should hear some of the voice and some of the synthesizer pad put together. If I did this right. Let's find out. Okay. Make sure it's going there. Sidechain out in multiband. Let me turn this down so you don't hear it. Here we go. So you can kind of hear it together. Really, these should probably be the same length, and also I should adjust this so it seemed like the voice was a little bit too loud, but like I said, you can adjust the percentage yourself. You can also change it so things go in reverse here if you want. There's all sorts of things you can do with this, but that's for you to experiment with yourself. If you like this and you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, all that kind of thing, and let me know if you want me to do something else like this. Also, I'll try to put this preset in the Melda forum at KVR, so if you want the preset, you can mess around with it yourself. But until then, thanks for watching, and see you.